Yeah, I mean, well, for first of all, I feel that if you're a guy that can, do all three, on the football field for your offense, I think that's a very special quality, in a player. Whether it's, you can line up a player at receiver, at slot, or obviously at running back, but just creating mismatches for defenders all over the field and being able to, create space, for yourself and create space for the offense and opening up the offense. I think that it's just like a high value that I think that everybody should look at. And I know there's a lot of running backs in this class that have that quality. So I think that it's important to see those kind of skill sets and just how we go about our business on the field.
Texas fan, I have to ask. First off, who is your number one NFL pro comp? And then second off, I need your blessing. Can I name my firstborn child?
Well, I think the word's been going around that my pro comp is Saquon. But for me, it's just I wanna be my own self. I have there's so many great running backs out there, but at the same time, in a year we're both going to be competitors and trying to go after the same thing. So I'm just trying to just enjoy this process, and I know that people compare me a lot, but for me it's just me just trying to be myself and just be the man that God blessed me to be. And bro, if you name your first child after me, give me a call so I could so I can see that. That's awesome. Oh man, I mean everything, man. He's done it right. His first year in the NFL, and I respect his game a lot. And for me, if that's the case, then I'm gonna go in there and learn as much as I can. Behind him, obviously I'm gonna compete my butt off to make him a better player, for him to make me a better player. So I think that it's going to be a smooth transition to play with somebody like that. And I think it's just important to always have, two running backs that can complement each other. I think you last longer in the league if that's the case. So, he's a great player, but if that's the case, man, then hey, I'm all for it. Yeah. Well, for me, I think it's a gift from God, but you obviously have to work on it every single day. And I think that if you just, for me, I'm a knee bender when I run the ball. So, another guy that was a knee bender was Barry Sanders. To try to, redirect and be as low as the ground as you can, and understand that. You got to field defenders and read their shoulders and read angles to break as many tackles as you can to try to get, north and south. So for me, I take pride in that. And, I do so many drills with my coach back at Texas, Coach Choice, and he, really implements that a lot in all of our drills. And sometimes they're really tough, but, in the games, they really pay off a lot.
The run game's been making somewhat of a comeback last year because teams are just so focused on keeping from the passing attack, dominating them. So for you, how can you take advantage of that and the defensive approach you're looking at and make people pay for not stacking the box against you?
Yeah, man. But all in college, people were stacking the box, and I feel like that's a sign of respect, for your competitor. But for me, I think that in any defense that comes out, I'm trying to dissect it, trying to find ways to create, open holes, create lanes for myself, no matter what it is, 8 in the box, 9 in the box, 7 in the box. For me, I'm just trying to always, figure out ways to really like find those creases, because, dudes are shooting gaps all the time, making sure I'm not getting inside runs, outside runs. But, I think that, it pays dividend with the blocking that I have at Texas. They've done a great job of creating lanes and creating some space for me to really, find an open lane.
What would you like to play alongside Justin Fields and let him help you open some things up?
Yeah, so I mean, Justin's my guy. He's a super solid guy. And he's a great quarterback. But if it was him in the backfield, that would be something special. I think that he's a special player, and just everything that he goes about, about his business and everything. It'll be pretty fun to. Yeah. Me and him at for my NIL agent David, that's his agent as well. So we always seen each other in the summer and always, just worked on some things with each other. But he's a great guy. Well, we would be in team run sessions every single day, and DeMarvion, he's a hell of a competitor. Like, that dude is explosive, and he would kind of figure out, what we were about to do, but I would kind of figure out what he was about to do sometimes too. But he would shoot through the gap, and sometimes I would have to make some like drastic moves off of him just because he's coming in full speed, and a guy that big coming in full speed, you need to have a plan like immediately. So I would probably like do some like some spin that I've just never done before, and it just happened just because when he's coming that fast, I'm like, oh shoot, like I got to get away from him. But not, I mean, DeMarvion, he's a good player. He's a great player, and he's made me better all my career, and I try to make him just as great all his career. So, but yeah, in those team run sessions, they got heated up a lot of the time between me and him. I don't want to say it's unfair. I think that, God has a plan of wherever I'm going to be at personally. And, you just never know on that day where you're going to go. And for me, it's important to just keep enjoying the moment because, we might get to draft day and some surprise can happen. We just never know. So for me, I'm just trying to just, keep staying positive, always know that, the blessings are here and, just keep having fun, doing it.
What did that mean when you heard that? What was your reaction?
I mean, my reaction was like, well, he was the toughest player I played against. He brings out everything in a player. For him, being who he is, and I think he's been the best defensive player in college football ever since he's stepped foot on campus at Alabama. Just preparing for a guy like that. He's the most respected player that I've played against, and even just, being able to talk to him, and now that we have the same agent, it's just so great to, be with a guy like that, really understand where he's coming from when he's on the field. And, I mean, every single play, I had to do something, to make him on his toes, but he was right there in my face and letting me know that he's there. So I think that, he was the best defensive player I played against, no doubt about it. But I think that he was the most defensive player. He was the best defensive player that I had to compete against and to watch film against as well too, just to see like about his game and where he was going to be at. But man, I appreciate him for saying that. It's cool to have somebody like that, in your corner, and I think that moving forward when we're in the league, hopefully we continue the same things. Say it again. No, I haven't. Not here, no. Man, Roshan is the best teammate, first of all, I've ever had. Obviously he's a running back, but I think that he brings out so much in a player and a team. Just how he goes about being a leader to not just his teammate but everybody in the community. And I think that who he is as a person and what he does on the football field is, to me, I don't think it's overlooked because he shows his presence and he makes his presence felt. But man, Roshan is the guy, and I think that he's the other great running back in this class, and I don't think that people should overlook the talent that he has and the skill set that he brings because I think he's just as good as anybody, and I think just his toughness and his heart is what makes him stand out over everybody.
Bijan, have you met with the Buccaneers this week as informal and formal, and how did that go?
I have not.
How about the Bears?
I have.
It's been reported that they're making guys play the darts or putt golf. They have you do that?
Yeah, it was cool. It's a cool thing just to like go in the meeting and feel a little loose and not feel so uptight. I played darts. Yes, I did.
Do you know if you're scheduled to meet with the Bucs this week?
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Who are your top 3 running backs in the NFL?
Right now, I'll say Christian McCaffrey. I like guys that can, do it all in the backfield. So I'll say Christian McCaffrey, Saquon, and I like Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, so I met with them. You know, it went great. It went great. You know, I love the whole staff. You know, they're great. You know, people first off, and then I could tell what they're trying to do with the program. But you know, I think that we'll see going down the line where it ends up and where how it goes. Yeah, I talked to him over social media and over text message. You know, we have each other's number, so maybe we can get some training sessions in before we go off to our respective teams this offseason. So that might be a plan down the line. Yeah. Passion from the game comes from, I mean, obviously I play for God because he blessed me to play the game. And for me, you know, there's just so many people that I can you know, help in advance of them watching me on the field. And for me, just trying to be a role model for not just kids, you know, not just teenagers, but for everybody. And, you know, I think that people see me on the field, but I love when people, you know, talk to me and they talk to me about off the field stuff because they see what I'm trying to, you know, do for communities, for, you know, everybody who I try to talk to. And then on top of that, like when I'm on the field, you know, I could just see so many just smiles on people's faces. And for me, I'm just such a positive guy that just loves to, you know, put a smile on somebody's face. So that's why I love, you know, that motivation. That's why I love, you know, playing the game at a high level.
You and both Barry Sanders talk about your style.
Yeah. Yeah, so I watch him probably every other day because I'm always trying to like mimic his moves. And you know, he was so good at doing the things that you couldn't do, and you know, he was just the guy where every single time he touched the ball, you were just standing up trying to see what he would do. And I mean, there'll be some games on YouTube, some full games back in those times, and I would watch them all just to see, you know, every single run that he did. And I mean, he was just the most exciting player I've seen on a highlight tape. And I don't know if you guys agree, but you know, if God can bless me to be at that caliber one day, bro, that'll be amazing. Say it again.
Why should he be the number one running back taking that class?
You know, I just feel that, you know, I can at the size that I'm at and do the things that I can do on the field, whether it's pass catch, line up at receiver, line up at slot, just pretty much line up anywhere where you need me to be. You know, I think that it takes values if you got a guy that can run routes, and then the next play we'll go back there and run in between the tackles and still try to make as much as the same difference as possible. So I think that just doing you know, everything that I can necessary and doing it at a high level and not, you know, when I'm at receiver, you know, they have to account for me. I think that's just a difference maker in the whole offense and for the whole team.
Bijan, what is your go-to number one playlist pregame song?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit extra juice.
So what's crazy is my playlist is a little different. So I'm listening to more of like house music, like indie soul, like that like new age R&B, and then like before games I listen to the ocean. I listen to like the safari, so I listen to birds just chirping, and I just like close my eyes and because I'm already like amped up before the game. So when the game starts, I'm just like chilling, just looking around, just listening to something soft so I can get my mind right. But that's like what I listen to like every day. Yeah. I mean, that's my big brother. Me and him had the same coach, and well, my coach Stan Drayton was my college coach, and that was his college coach. So ever since I got to Texas, you know, we got instant communication, and you know, he was just a guy that brought me in as a little brother to him, and ever since then we just became super close with each other.
Thanks, Bijan.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you guys.